Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Elma. So we're going to be going through my Gaming 26 team selection, and yes, it's the first double game week of the season. We're going to be having Arsenal playing against Brentford and Wolves playing against Nottingham Forest and Arsenal. So it's going to be an exciting game to see how it's going to go. But before we get into that, I'd like to thank you all guys for the continued support on the channel. Uh, for the managed to hit 920 subscribers, and the goal is 950 subscribers. So if you're new around here or regular viewer, make sure you hit that sub button, make sure you leave a like, make sure you hit that bell to miss any content going up on the channel. And obviously, any much time, let's get straight into it. So first, I'm going to start off with my Game 25 team review. I wanted to score 75 points, but since I took a -4, giving me 71 points, my overall points to 1408, and also a huge green arrow back to the top 1,925k to be precise. So in goal, at Verbruggen, 3 points, and this time it was not a lucky goal, but I do think the game should have ended nil-nil. So Palace got a very lucky goal, but it is what it is. Verbruggen 3 points. Chalobah, unfortunately, we're not keeping a clean sheet against Wolves, which was slightly annoying, but he still managed to get some DEFCON points for 4 points. Then Timber and Gabriel, just 6 points apiece. Clean sheet against Sunderland. So yeah, 6 points for them. Then you had Bruno Fernandes who got a goal and 2 bonus points against Spurs. So 10 points from him. Declan Rice hitting DEFCON for 5 points. Enzo Fernandez and Wilson blanking. Fernandez was a bit disappointing. I did bring you in the team for a -4, but it is what it is. Then you had Rogers finally getting on the score sheet after 5 games without a goal, so 10 points from him. And then we had Haaland getting a goal and an assist and 3 bonus points against Liverpool. Very, very impressive. So after all the captaincy dilemma that people had, Haaland was still the best captaincy option out of everyone, which is very, very surprising and very, very funny at the same time. Then you had João Pedro, who was my captain, getting two Fugazi penalties, not penalties, assists, getting two, considering one was fouled for the penalties at Palma. Eventually, we ended up scoring, so we'll take it nevertheless. 16 points. Then the bench was a shit show, to be honest. Dubravka 1, Anderson 1, Mane 2, and Rodon 4 points. So, all in all, very good game with Green Arrow. So, for the double game 26, and able to take us into the top 800k. So, let's look at what game 26 has in store for us. So for this week, I'm not going to be making any transfers. So you can just go straight to my Game 26 team selection. And we're going to be having Verbruggen playing against Aston Villa. Of course, a little bit of a conflict. We are going to speak about that when we get into the midfielders. But all we can hope for is some safe points, to be honest. And yeah, I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet. Then we have the double game week player. We have Timber and Gabriel playing against Brentford and Wolves. Something I did not notice they're going to be both away fixtures. So maybe a change in dynamic there, especially for the team like Brentford, who are very good at home. So yeah, going to be interesting to see how that one goes. And of course, I'm going to be captaining Gabriel and hoping for a double clean sheet. And I think Arsenal will be able to keep a double clean sheet because they've been able to keep, well, I think 5 clean sheets out of their last 6 games, or 4 clean sheets of their last 5. Just very, very impressive. So Gabriel is going to be my captain. Then we have Chalobah playing against Leeds. Chelsea, I think, are around 17th or 18th place in terms of clean sheets in the last 5 games. So it hasn't been too exciting, but at least Chalobah has mastered the art of getting those DEFCON points, and it's been very, very good to have him during that run of getting DEFCON points. So that's the defensive line in the goalkeeping department. Now let's look at the midfield. This is how the midfield is going to be looking like. Going to be having Declan Rice in there, playing against Brentford and Wolves. And it's been no attacking return in the last 5 games, only managing to hit DEFCON once as well in the last 5 games. So not the ideal situation. I think it was not for the double game week. I think I would have sold him for another asset, and we go for someone like Trossard, who offers a little bit more going forward, or someone like Madueke, since Saka is still going to be on the sidelines. But I think for now I'm just to stick with Declan Rice and hope for the best. Then we have Rogers playing against Brighton. Brighton have been very, very poor defensively. Trust me, I know that because I've been holding on to Verbruggen for a very, very long time. As the conflict I was talking about between Verbruggen and Rodgers, but of course I want the attacker to outperform the goalkeeper. Rodgers just scoring the other day against Bournemouth, hope is going to lift him up, his confidence will perform against a very poor defensive team in Brighton. Then you have Enzo playing against Leeds. Of course, Leeds managing to win on Friday night against Nottingham Forest. A very comfortable win for them. I think it ended 3-1, pretty much comfortable. They're going to be at the Stamford Bridge, so I'm expecting a Chelsea performance will push for top four as well. But I think now there's a little bit of a gap between top four and I think Liverpool, so 5 points, so a little bit of breathing room, but of course, going to keep up that momentum. Now that Enzo will play, of course, slight rumors, maybe he might be rested. And that goes for the same of as Timberland will not think he's going to play all the games, but I think we just have to wait and see. Then you have Bruno Fernandes playing against West Ham. A very tricky fixture in the last couple of game weeks. West Ham been looking very good. Even against Chelsea, I know they're going to win, but of course Chelsea made that amazing comeback. They beat Spurs. I think they won yesterday against Burnley 2-0. So they're ready to pick up a little bit of momentum, and so has United, to be fair. So it's going to be a very interesting game. I do hope that Bruno can be able to affect and able to get some attacking returns. So that's the midfield full of goals and assists. Let's look at the forward line. Then is how the forward line is going to be looking like. Going to be having Haaland in there against Fulham. Fulham, shockingly, they've lost back-to-back games against United. Also against Everton, it's a little bit of a shock that they lost that game. So maybe a little bit of dip in momentum. And Man City are going to be on a high after winning in the last minute against Liverpool via a Haaland penalty. So it's been up a little bit. His celebration was also very, very amazing, showing just the relief of him finally scoring a goal. So hope able to carry on with that form. Then we have Mane from Wolves. Yes, a differential pick I decided to go for instead of being boring and just being triple Arsenal players. Decided to take a risk. I think I'll be more happy if Mane scores against Arsenal than Arsenal keeping a clean sheet against Wolves, just because it's a differential pick and I hope he's going to be able to perform. But mostly I'm just targeting that Nottingham Forest game where with how poor they were against Leeds, hoping that Wolves and especially Mane can be able to perform in that game against Forest and Arsenal. They're hoping for a two-pointer really. Then you have Joe Pedro finishing off the team, playing against Leeds on just the point he did not score in game of 25, but they still look very, very sharp, and I hope he can be able to have the same impact in game of 26. So then on the bench we have Dubravka against Palace. Maybe it's time to consider maybe playing Dubravka instead, but Burnley have been very, very, very poor defense. Then you have Anderson and Wilson playing against very vibrant Man City, so they're going to be on the bench, and Rodon finishing off the team against Chelsea. That's the team for game 26, and as I mentioned, I'm going to be captaining Gabriel, but there's still a very high chance of Haaland in there, and also Joe Pedro, just like having Joe Pedro as the captain. So that's the team for game 26. Looks pretty solid. Hoping for those green arrows. Let me know down in the comments what do you think about my team. If you wanted to reach this far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you all guys later. Bye bye.